The National Assembly held a supplementary session today under the chairmanship of Speaker Ahmed Al-Saadun to review the remaining items on the agenda of the regular session held yesterday.
During the session, the Parliament agreed to delay the discussion of the bill on electing members of the Higher Election Commission pending submission of an identical bill by the government. More details with Maryam Al-Dwaihi.
Since the beginning of the 17th legislative term, the government and the parliament worked together to achieve the High Command visions and aspirations, improving living conditions, homeland security, better services, education and medical sector, and lastly, fighting corruption. From day one, a number of legislations and amendments went into execution to accelerate the development plan to reach the new Kuwait Vision 2035. Pension, housings, real estate, education improvement, and the most concerned matter, shortage of medication, which the government worked to solve and find solutions in a short time, despite the international situations. The war on Ukraine had its influence on the food supply internationally, which raised red flags by the government to find solutions and alternatives in case of any global emergency. And the government secured the food supply in the country successfully. Global recession post the pandemic and the war in Ukraine shed light on other countries, but Kuwait and other countries in the region survived. And today, at the last session of 2022, the Parliament is working with the government to address the most important matters to the public since the first session. Housing and real estate, two urgent matters equal to education and health, and finding solutions for them is a must. The Residential Cities Law, presented by the Housing Committee, passed the first deliberation with a majority approval and a positive reaction by the members of the Parliament and the government. The law aimed to provide actual solutions, control prices, and most importantly, family stability. Another matter was on the table for the last session was the amendment on the electoral law that will provide more transparency in future elections, but the government requested to postpone the proposal for a special session. And last but not least, the Audit Bureau of Kuwait gave a report on the final statement for governmental institutions and ministries for the year 2021-2022. The Bureau highlighted the directions in some institutions and gave their recommendations for future administrational amendments. The members of the Parliament responses to the report varied according to the articles and the institutions, but the majority agreed that the recommendations are actionable to increase the classification of the governmental working body rankings. Today's session ends the 2022 political scene and wishing for more positive cooperation between the two entities. This is Maryam Al-Dwaihi for Kuwait Channel 2 News.